really making people more aware of this ever increasingly threatened habitat, bogs in particular in this case, but even things like swamps and other wetlands, there are differences. Bogs don't tend to be quite as permanently moist as something like a swamp would be, but it's just that general idea, these constantly threatened environments that are just diminishing day by day, by things like overdevelopment and affecting other environmental factors that do create and sustain a bog. I mean, there are all kinds of things that people don't realize go into an environment like this, like slope on the ground, the area they grow in, the acidity of the soil, all sorts of things that are drastically affected just by something as simple as a building being put up even a half a mile away that affects the grade just enough to where the water doesn't quite drain like it used to, and all of a sudden the bog doesn't get the water and the moisture that it so desperately needs to sustain the life that's used to growing in that environment. So they're very delicate environments, and that was probably the biggest goal for setting up this display garden. And second would probably be just making people more aware of the large palette of carnivorous plants that are out there. And honestly, we have probably about 3/4 of the genera that actually exist that are considered carnivorous throughout the world. And there are things that are tropical and some that are subtropical that wouldn't quite survive here, so we can't actually grow them in here. But we're hoping to introduce some of those into the Climatron and some of the other places that are conducive to the environment that they need to grow. Winter, early spring, we really started to get moving on actually putting the bog together. As far as creating the beds, we had to recreate the soil mix, completely dig a lot of this out. We built this wall. That's a sandstone wall that took a matter of about a week. All together, the actual work probably took about a month. Of course, you start talking about plant orders and corresponding with different people and that kind of stuff. It turns into about a 4 or 5 month long project. It took quite a while.